Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show. Today is March the 19th. There are about 9-10 games on the slate for the NBA. The NBA has been it's been crazy, man. It's been janky. I kind of feel like if it's something that you like the spreads, totals, they don't really matter. Like if you think that the game's gonna go over and you're intimidated by a point or two, it typically is gonna go over about 40 points. And if you like a team to cover and the spread has gotten a little bit bigger, like just take it, because recently we've been seeing a bunch of blowouts. Yesterday I only had one thing that I actually didn't even send it out because the number had moved and I didn't want to give out a bad number, which was the Utah Jazz and the Minnesota Timberwolves under the total. And just out the jump Timberwolves were able to do pretty much whatever they wanted to do in that game last night, so that ended up being a loser. The Jazz defensively just got slaughtered. Even though it's second leg of back-to-back, it really didn't matter yesterday. That was, let's see, I think it was the fourth highest total. So like I had talked about liking the under, and let's see, I think if the total was greater than 230, Timberwolves home games with a total greater than 230 with 14-6 to the under. But the game flew over the number yesterday, 147 to 111. I think the Timberwolves scored more points in that game outside of overtime than they did all season. I'm pretty sure they scored more points in that game. But that's just a testament to how bad the Jazz defense was, even though they had a 2-day rest advantage. Like, just really didn't care at all. So, it was a lot of things that I talked about that I liked that did cash, but I didn't get to the window with any of them. Again, I was asleep when the games came on last night. But yeah, hopefully you guys were able to find some ways to make some money. Let's just jump right into it. I don't have a bunch of time this morning. Let's get into it. So first one up is the Detroit Pistons and the Washington Wizards. So I'm on Moneyballer, of course. You guys can check this out. It's linked in the description if you want to do so. Detroit injury report. This is it's pretty clean. I just want to do a refresh real quick. It is pretty clean though. They do have they do have Cade out though. Yeah, so Cade is out. Isaiah Stewart is out, and then on the Washington Wizards side of things, not that it really matters. I'm not gonna bet too many of these taking games, but Keyshawn George, of course, Trae Young is out. Sarr and Bilal are both listed as questionable. So you can see the systems here. Pistons first leg of back. Well, not systems, but situational spots. Pistons first leg of back-to-back. They got Golden State on deck tomorrow. Third straight road game for them. They only 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. It's a big number to lay. 15.5. They did not cover when these two teams just played. You can see that right here. They only won by 13, and they were laying 18.5. But the total is what I played here. 247 is what they finished with the other day, and 243 earlier this year. And then the first time that they played back in November, 272. So all three games were going over the number. You can see that the baller index likes the over as well, about 55%. And this is what I like in this one. I did get a better number. I sent it out last night at 229.5. I thought FanDuel was tripping. It's at 231.5 now, and I would still be inclined to play it there as well. One thing I want to show you guys really quickly. So first of all, with the Pistons on the first leg of a back-to-back, I don't think they're going to care too much about playing defense, right, in this spot. And I think that even though they don't have Cade, like Jenkins is a point guard that, I'll probably be looking at his assist over. I think that's a really good look. If we just look at these teams post All-Star break, because we can see that the Pistons do have the second best defensive rating. But if we look at, the Wizards defensive rating, that's terrible. But if we just look at post All-Star break, and take some of the pace stuff into consideration, I'm gonna be right here after it loads. So we can see that the defensive rating for the Pistons is not that it's falling off just a bit. So they're 10th, and this offensive adjusted rating and defensive adjusted rating equals about 234. And if you look at the Wizards, 113 offensive rating, but a 124 defensive rating equals about 237, right? Pace should be there. Wizards are 4th in pace. You can see the Pistons 21st in pace. The other cool thing that you can do on Moneyballer, this is really, really cool. And you can see some of the totals as well, right? So Wizards 10-5 to the over post All-Star break. Pistons also 10-5 to the over, 5-2 if they're road favorite, so they're scoring the basketball, not necessarily playing as much defense. Wizards 5-2, 5-1 if they're home favorite as well. I'm sorry, home dog. They're never home favorite. So we can go here and click matchup only. This is pretty cool. So this will show you the games that they've played against each other all this season, and it's been 3. So it's a pretty big sample size. It'll be the last one of the season. So you can see the totals. I just kind of talked about this. 3-0 to the over, Pistons 3-0 to the over. But more so than that, look at the offensive and defensive adjusted ratings, right? So the Pistons offensive rating 116, defensive rating 126. So this equals about 240. What is that? 246? Yeah, 246. And then look at the Wizards. Offensive adjusted rating, for whatever reason, they've been able to score against this Pistons team. They went over their team total in the last one as well. 126 and 121. So defense still stays terrible, and offense, of course, has been playing a lot better against the Pistons. And I kind of think the same thing in this one. So that's what I like in this one. Over, I got 228.5. It's set to 230.5 on FanDuel. I still would take it over, given that current line, even with Trae Young out, even with what's the kid name? Cade Cunningham out. All right, so that's the first one. The second one is Orlando and Charlotte. So we look at the injury report here. Orlando has Anthony Black, Franz, and Jonathan Isaac out. And then Charlotte has just Salam, really, the only person that's I don't even know if Salam, when he comes back, will be a rotational player, but he hasn't been playing. So the Magic 3rd and 4th, 4th and 6th, double in-season revenge, and the Hornets, second game back at the crib, they smoked Miami, beat them by 30 in that last game. So second game back home, they're 20-12 against the spread at the crib. Orlando have been playing a little bit better basketball, but overall, they're still not the greatest road team. 14, 17, and 1 against the number on the road. Back-to-back losses against Atlanta and against OKC, which we can see right here. The OKC loss. They just couldn't score the basketball, which made sense. They were in a terrible situational spot. And then against the Hawks, they just couldn't play any defense in that game. So the totals, 221 in this one. I think that one did stay under the number. And then 236 and 238. I kind of think that we see a little bit of offensive regression from Charlotte, but I can't put my money on Orlando playing any good defense right now. Charlotte has won the last 2, and they've covered back-to-back as a 5.5 point and a 4-point dog. Orlando did win the first one, though. All 3 have gone under the total. The totals are actually 8-2 to the under. So we can look at these last 10 totals. We can see that they're averaging about 209 points. But if you just want to think about these teams as being, kind of newer versions of themselves because of the new players that have been added recently, like a Desmond Bane and a Brandon Miller, then 221 was the first one. 225 was the one the day after Christmas, back on October the 30th at the beginning of the season, 230. And last season, of course, these totals were super low. So the total in this one right now is 226. Feels like it's about where it should be. I just had some stuff on the under. I think Charlotte shot the ball really, really well in that last game. So if we come down here, we look at team comparison. I've been looking at a lot of stuff post All-Star break recently. So if we look at post All-Star break, we can see that the Orlando Magic are a plus 6.4 and the Hornets are a plus 9.2. It says that that means there's a little bit of value on Orlando Magic in this spot. But more so than that, and you can see the numbers too, right? So 117, 111, that's about 228. Charlotte 123 and 113, which is about 236. So it could be a little bit of meat on the bone for the over in this spot, even though it's dropped a little bit. I kind of think that it could go under too. But here was the driver for the under. The Hornets made 17 threes in that last game. And now when I looked at the Hornets specifically, when they've made 17 threes or more in their previous game, and then they're playing against a team with a winning record, they're actually 11-6 to the under in the next game. All 3, like I said, head-to-head meetings have gone under the total. Totals are 8-2 to the under last 10. Post All-Star break, both teams are bottom half of the league in pace, which we can see right here. Adjusted pace, 17 for Magic and 27 for the Charlotte Hornets. So when you get a team that, has the capability of playing some really good defense, Charlotte is 10th in defense, and they play pretty slow. It's really just about if the threes are going to fall. Like, this is, what you kind of figure out, right? Are the threes going to fall? The Magic, I kind of feel like, have not been playing really good defense at all. This says that they are 10th I'm sorry, it says that they're fifth in defensive rating and adjusted defensive rating. They're sixth, but I feel like Charlotte, I feel like the Magic have been allowing teams to score the basketball. That's just, I don't know. A lot of things you can see over here in purple, in pink are red. Like the Magic opponent first half team total 5-1 to the under. The Hornets first half 10-4 to the under, and the Magic 9-5-1 to the under as well. If they're a road dog, 4-1-1 to the under as well. So I think it should be an under game. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. And I do think that it could be a tad bit too many points. Just don't know what version of the Magic you're going to get, especially with there be a third game in 4 nights. So share my thoughts, man. Not sure if I'll bet the game, but if I do, it'll probably be a first half under, or maybe a live under if I'm watching the game. All right, let's go to the next one. Cleveland and Chicago. So injury report here, we have on the Cleveland side, Jared Allen, of course, still out. And that's really the only thing. Chicago will be without Anthony Simons and Isaac Okoro, potentially Jaden Ivey and Colin Sexton. I think he did play last night as well. So Chicago, second leg of back-to-back, third game of 4 nights. We can see that here. In Cleveland, not great, not the greatest team. They do have double-digit in-season revenge. Not playing well enough for me to want to lay this big of a number. This did open at 11.5, it's up to 13, but we just saw them struggle against the Milwaukee Bucks, and only 15-19 against the spread on the road, 3-6-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. So not like, a lot of confidence that you're getting in this spot at all, in my opinion. Chicago has won back-to-back games versus Cleveland. You can see that here, 127-111, and then 136-125. Beat them by 11 and beat them by 16. Of course, these were different Charlotte teams before, the holiday break. I don't know, man. I don't think I can lay this big of a number. The total has gone up just a tad bit. If we come down here, we look at the two teams. So Cleveland has the Pelicans, but they have a couple days rest before that. The Bulls' third game back home. Not the greatest of spots. Like I said, they got smoked last night as well. But that was against a really good defensive team. If we look at post All-Star break and we look at the Cavs with James Harden as a favorite, I kind of feel like we'll see some discrepancies, is what I'll say. So favorite for the Cavs with James Harden, they're 4-8-1 against the number. They're winning by an average of 8 points, back-to-back non-covers against the Bucks and the Mavericks. It looks like the last 4 have gone over the number, but they only average about 228 points. So this total is a tad bit high, in my opinion. But the highest 3 totals, 232 against the Mavs, 236.5 against the Mavs, and 238.5 against the Wizards have all gone over. So I don't know if I can trust the Wizards the Cavaliers to lay this big of a number, especially without Jared Allen. I feel like they need him for his rim protection, but I can't take the Bulls either. The Bulls, in my opinion, are god awful. So we can see, the advanced metrics here: adjusted rating 122, defensive rating only 118, and I feel like it's been worse if they've been a favorite. Like their defense just has not come to play when they've been a favorite. So in my opinion, I can't play the side at all. I do think the Bulls getting this big of a number, maybe they can keep it close enough to be competitive. They only have -5 in net rating in their last 5 games. 8-5-1 against the number in the first half as well, and 2-0 in the first half on the second leg of back-to-backs. 2-0 on the second leg of back-to-backs for the full game as well, post All-Star break, of course. So probably a game I end up staying away from, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I was looking at in that spot. But yeah, look at the Cavs as double-digit favorites, 4-15. Not something that I want to put my money on just to burn. All right, next game up is the Phoenix Suns and the San Antonio Spurs. So injury report here, I did see that Devin Vassell was off. Looks like no Brooks and no Mark Williams. Grayson Allen's also listed as questionable, along with Royce O'Neal. So 3rd and 4 for the Phoenix Suns. And then San Antonio, of course, 3rd and 4, 4th and 6 as well. Phoenix is one of the better ATS teams on the road. We come down here, just look at the schedule. This is the last game of a 6-game road trip. 3 straight losses, lost to the Timberwolves in a terrible spot, lost to the Celtics, but did cover the number, and lost to the Raptors as well. So not the greatest of spots here. San Antonio has been playing really, really well outside of that loss to the Nuggets when Wemby did not play back on the 12th. You can see that they've won games by 15, 4, 25, 9, 13, 4, and 28. And these games have been, pretty high scoring as well. You can see 236, 234, 217. In the Hornets one, 267, 241, 265, 228, 227. So you got to ask yourself, can the Phoenix Suns make enough shots, from the perimeter? Because they won't be able to score in the paint with Wemby down there. Will they be able to make enough shots to kind of get this one up and over the total is where I kind of started with this. They have been good on the road. Like I said, 21, 12, and 1 against the number on the road. But San Antonio's, been pretty good as well at home. Their starters were sitting on the bench because they beat they beat the Kings by 28 in their last game. So, not as extremely tired team in my opinion, even though it is 3rd and 4, 4th and 6 for them, with a little bit of travel back there. Phoenix actually owns the season series as well. If we go back and look here. Phoenix won the first 2 games, 111 to 112, and then 130 to 118 as well. So I guess you could say San Antonio got a little bit of revenge, maybe still, but they did win the last game. You can see by 27, and that game finished 215. So the 3 games this season, 2 have went under, 1 have went over. I think if I had to play this one, I'd probably just be looking at a San Antonio team total over. I think that they should be able to score the basketball against the Suns. If we go down here, let's just look at post All-Star break, keeping in mind that, this is a 3rd and 4 for the Suns. We look post All-Star break while it reloads. Feel like the Suns defense is falling off just a tad bit. I know that they're still playing pretty slow, but without Dillon Brooks, I feel like the defense is falling off a little bit. And I am right? 21st in defensive rating, 117.1 adjusted. And San Antonio is a plus 13.4. The Suns are only a minus 2.3 though. So this says that maybe their offense struggles. 114 offensive rating. The Spurs are the 5th best defensive team. And they played against a much stronger strength of schedule, 3rd versus 21st. So I do think San Antonio could probably potentially run away with this one, but I think that they should be able to score the basketball. Spurs are the number 1 offensive rated team in their last 5 post All-Star break against the 3rd strongest strength of schedule. And I feel like a lot of this has come at home. If we go down here, we look at the team totals. Spurs 10 and 5 post All-Star break to the over on their team total. 7 and 1 if they're home favorite. So San Antonio team total over, I think, would be the best way to play this one. Let's just go through and see where we can find the best number. I feel like the line is low because they're playing against the Phoenix Suns, who do play really, really slow. You can see that right here. They are 28th in pace. So San Antonio team total 118.5. That looks a little steep. 118.5 do look a little steep. I don't know if they'll need to get that many. But again, it's a terrible spot for this Phoenix team. Last game of a 5-game road trip. Last game of a 6-game road trip. So San Antonio team total over is something I write down. Next one up is the Clippers and the Pelicans, which I'm actually going to skip. I'm not going to go over that game just because I'm not sure what's going to happen with Kawhi. I think that the injury news yesterday was very janky, right? With like him being listed as questionable and then being rolled in. Darius Garland, of course, played last night as well. He hasn't been playing second leg of back-to-backs. DeJounte was listed as questionable. He did play last night. Benedict Mathurin is still out. Clippers did end up getting smoked in the second half. They jumped out to a big 40 to like 24 lead in the first quarter and then never won another quarter and ended up losing the game by double digits last night. 124 to 109. The Pels were getting 2.5, and now they're laying 1.5. The Pels, they want to get things done. They should, right? You got Kawhi potentially not going to play in this game. For people who watched that, they probably saw him grimacing last night. Probably no Darius Garland. Second leg of back-to-back, 3rd and 4th, 4th and 6th, and 5th and 7th nights for the Clippers. Not the greatest of spots. The Pels have been comfortably at the crib, I feel like, and they've just been covering games, right? So this is third straight home game for them. They got a couple days off before playing against the Cavaliers, who also come to them as well. And they just been, I kind of feel like, playing a better basketball. I kind of talked about this last night. I just thought that the Clippers, if Kawhi played, was the better team. Pels look like the right side in this game, the more I kind of think about it. But you do want to wait for that injury news. If you think that Kawhi's not going to play, then maybe you go ahead and jump in now. But if we look at post All-Star break, I feel like the Pels have been playing a better basketball, especially without Benedict Mathurin coming off the bench. The Pels are also, I think, the younger team and the fresher team. Like guys like Brook Lopez on the second leg of a back-to-back. I know Nicholas Batum didn't play last night. Maybe they bring him back. But Clippers need wins in the worst way. They're actually under 500 for the first time in a couple weeks now. So you can just see the Pels have played the second easiest strength of schedule, but they have been pretty good, right? They have been pretty good. Pace, good. Offensive rating, top 11, and 11-3 against the number in these games. Home favorite, 2-1. So yeah, I think the Pels, if they come in locked in, they should be able to get the job done again. And I think that's why you see the flip of favorites, because they closed yesterday when Kawhi got rolled in. They closed as a 2-point dog, and now they open as a favorite. So I think the bookmakers are telling us something there. What else? Lakers and Miami, another game that's really, really hard to cap. Just because I was looking at this yesterday and I said, you know what? This is the game that I'm gonna fade the Lakers. The Lakers will be I hate fading the Lakers and they win the game. I'm not going to, but I think this will be the game that they kind of run out of gas. I talked about this yesterday, right? I talked about liking them against Houston because they, had equal rest. I love the defensive schemes that, JJ Redick have been putting together against Kevin Durant, which worked again last night. The Heat will get Bam back. Khalil Ware is in as well. Jovic is back, but no Wiggins in this one. The Lakers, of course, will have injuries. People added to the injury report. I watched that game extensively last night. I saw Austin Reeves go down. Not that he won't play in this game. Braun got, he took the shot to his elbow. I think it was his right elbow. Yeah, right elbow. Came back in the game. Already talked about, wanting to play on the second leg of back-to-back. Luka, kind of hobbling a little bit. So what I wrote in my notes yesterday, I know Jaime Jaquez Jr. is questionable. And of course, the Lakers can submit the injury report late. I don't really want to fade the Lakers right now. This is not a great spot. Second of back-to-back, third and fourth and sixth. The Heat have double-digit in-season revenge, and the Lakers have really struggled when these teams have played in LA recently. So this is just the last two seasons. But I actually was doing some research on this game yesterday. The Lakers haven't won in LA. I'm sorry, the Lakers haven't won in Miami since October the 11th, 2020. So yes, they have, they won this game here, 130 to 120. They won this game here, 117 to 108. But both of these games for the Heat were in LA. The Heat were at home. They beat the Lakers 134 to 93. The Heat were at home. They beat the Lakers 108 to 107. The Heat were at home. They beat the Lakers 112 to 98. So a lot of these games are going under. The Heat have owned the Lakers when they've come to Miami. Miami, of course, is off back-to-back losses as well. Just games where they didn't win and they didn't cover, but specifically because they didn't play really good defense at all. They allowed Charlotte to get to 121. They allowed Orlando to get to 136. You can see both of those metrics right here. So 136 for the Hornets and 121 after playing some pretty good defense. This game against the Hornets, 30-point loss to a conference opponent, that is kind of alarming. But this is what Miami does. They kind of Jekyll and Hyde. They, had all of these wins in a row against these really soft teams, right? You can see them right here. What is that, 7 in a row? Yeah, 7 in a row they had won. But, Bucks, Wizards, good one against the Pistons, but Pistons were playing second leg of back-to-back. Hornets, Nets, and I guess that's a pretty good one against the Rockets, which I don't know how good the Rockets are right now. But regardless of all that, it's a really difficult game, man. I think Miami is potentially favored for a reason. Don't really want to fade the Lakers. They have been balling, but I think they could potentially run out of gas. Maybe kind of throw this one away, get some rest tonight, and then get ready for the game on Saturday against the Magic before having to play, continue this road trip. But the Lakers have been hooping, man. They have absolutely been hooping and covering numbers. Laying the big number against the Bulls at the crib, covered that game, won by 12 as 10.5-point favorites. Then, 3 straight wins as a dog is something that, is pretty alarming. Beat the Nuggets, even though they probably shouldn't have. Austin Reeves, tip in off the free throw. And then back-to-back wins against a really good Rockets team. One with offense, you can see right here, 124, and then one with defense held the Rockets to 92 points. So don't really want to fade the Lakers. Could see them running out of gas in this spot is the way I see this game. And then what else we have? The last two don't really matter to me at all. Not betting on the Utah Jazz or Utah Jazz game probably for the rest of the season. So this is something I won't be involved in. And also equally, just don't want to touch the Bucks. I know the Jazz open as 2-point favorites up to 5 now. The Bucks are laying points on the road. I'm not with my money. I hope that the game finishes a tie after 7 overtimes. I'm not going to be participating in watching this. Don't even want to waste your time with it at all. I do got a system on the over, but not something that I'll be betting at all. And then the last game, not a game that I care about either. Philly and Sacramento, probably another game that I'll stay far away from. Really just can't figure out like Sacramento. Like I know that we faded the Sixers in that last game. This is a winnable game. I do expect them to win. Should they cover the number? I'm not sure. I don't really want to lay points for them on the road. I know Joel Embiid is doubtful now instead of being out, which means that he's close to returning. But no Maxey, no Paul George, no Oubre, no Chris for me. No money on this game. The Kings have a day off before playing the Jazz. I expect them to win both of these games, but I'm not sure. For the Kings, you can see that this is the third straight home game. They have won, a couple games in a row, covered a couple spreads in a row. I think they covered 5 in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then you get the absolute no-show against the Spurs. The Spurs were playing second leg of back-to-back, had to exert a lot of energy in that night before against the Clippers, and the Spurs go in there and absolutely mollywop the Kings, 132 to 104. Laying 13.5, won the game by 28. It was never close. So I'm not sure. I know that the Kings are. I know that the Sixers are not the Spurs. But at the end of the day, like, what effort are the Kings gonna play with? And I'm not sure if they play with any in this spot. So easy game for me to kind of stay away from. As far as let's just go to a recap. Also, I really want to show you guys this real quick. So they have the EV props page as well over on the Money Baller as well. So I want to pull this up real quick. So my face is kind of in the way, but Will Riley of the Washington Wizards is there's a plus 9.3 edge, which is right behind my face, on Mr. Will Riley to go under his 4.5 rebounds. It looks like fair odds are minus 173. Best odds are minus 118 on Bet Rivers, and it gives you a little write up, which you guys can see here. It says in 10 games without Black, George, Young, Cam Whitmore, Riley, he only averages 3 rebounds. So recency weighted projections is 2.8, which is 1.7 below the 4.5 line. Sample opponent ranks 17th in rebounds allowed. Tonight's opponent ranks 3rd. Similar matchup, rebound chance is stable at 6 per game. Hit the under in 8 of his last 10, averaging just 3.4. Hit the under in 1 of his 2 games versus the Pistons this season, including lows of 3 and 6. So could be a potential good look here. It looks like, and you can go down here and just kind of toggle who's in and who's out, and it'll adjust on the fly, which is it's absolutely kind of crazy. But yeah, Will Riley's on here. You guys, I'll let you guys just kind of scroll through and see these. It's a nice way to kind of start your research, even if you don't necessarily agree with blindly taking the prop, which I never blindly take prompts, but it's a really good starting spot. So be sure to check this out if you guys are interested as well. Let's go back through it real quick, and I'll tell you guys what I like. I think in that Detroit and Washington game, like I said, I bet the over in that one. Orlando, Chicago, I do think that game could potentially go over as well. I think Orlando will run out of offense. I think Orlando defense will continue to struggle, even though I got some systems that back the under. Charlotte just playing fast. If their threes are falling, Orlando also playing fast. I think that game goes over to 225.5. Over 225, if you can find it. It will be my recommendation to bet in that one. Cleveland and Chicago, no look at all, but I'll be probably grabbing the points for Chicago as a 13-point home dog. Cleveland got to show me. I think they got to show me 3-6-1 in their last 10 games. Not something I want to put my money on. Only one cover in their last 6 as well. So Chicago second leg of back-to-back, expected to be shorthanded. Still only be Chicago plus the points for me. I'll probably stay away from the total with it going up already. San Antonio and Phoenix. I kind of like San Antonio. The team total 118.5 does seem a tad bit high, but a terrible spot for Phoenix, right? Last game of a 6-game road trip, 3 straight losses. And we've seen San Antonio score 121 against them earlier this season. So San Antonio team total over, I think, would be the way that I would want to play that one. Clippers in New Orleans, the more I think about it, the more I think the Pels probably are the right side, but you still got to wait for the confirmation of Kawhi Leonard. Clippers potentially could come back with something. Total is also projected to go under. So yesterday was 238, down to 236 is where it opened at, down to 233 now. So it did go under yesterday. I think it finished 233 and a half, which wouldn't surprise me if this one stayed under as well, but not a game that I'm interested in. Lakers, Miami, not playing that game either. I will stay off. The Heat looks like more money has come in on them, up to 3 now, and 3.5 as well on DraftKings. So Miami is taking money, but we shall see. Milwaukee and Utah, nothing. Philly and Sacramento, nothing. So that's the show for today, man. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. Best of luck on your action. Enjoy, the NCAA basketball if you guys are interested in college, and I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, the resources listed in the description of the video as well. Check them out on your way out. Starting to feel a little bit better. Hopefully able to kind of get back to regularly scheduled programming here soon. But best of luck, man. Appreciate everybody for rocking with me. I am out.